The following podcast contains movie spoilers and mature content, including graphic descriptions of violence. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Opening Kill, the podcast that dives deep into the chilling world of horror films. Every Thursday, we explore a different movie, from cult classics to modern masterpieces, uncovering behind-the-scenes secrets, analyzing themes, and sharing fun facts about your favorite horror films. Join us as we chat with filmmakers and fellow horror film fans to celebrate the fear in cinema. And now, the hosts of Opening Kill, Michael Doran and Brian O'Connor.
Hello, Michael Duran.
Evening, Brian. How goes it?
It goes. Welcome back. You know, you took a couple of weeks off, and last week I took a week off, and we are finally back together.
Back at it again.
Yeah. This is episode 31 of Opening Kill. We're talking about 1975's classic Jaws. You're going to need a bigger boat.
Bigger boat and lots of water and the 4th of July.
That's right.
And that's what you need.
That's right.
And a mayor who's stupid.
A mayor
Most importantly, a mayor who's stupid.
Exactly.
But
who
has
cost
great
lives.
fashion sense.
Really did,
I
huh?
love his suits.
Absolutely. Welcome to Opening Kill, the podcast about all things horror. I'm Brian O'Connor.
I'm Michael Duran.
And we're going to be joined here in a little bit by researcher Shay Astor, who will be helping us to break down Jaws. And this is going to be a great episode. We're very excited about this one. It's really the film that gave birth to the summer blockbuster, helped bring that into a reality. So, yeah, we're going to be diving straight into the open water for this summer. Driving. You can drive into the water, too, but I wouldn't recommend it.
You could, but that might ruin your vehicular.
Exactly. This thriller doesn't just spawn decades of beach paranoia. It also helped define what a modern blockbuster could be. So that's what we are going to tackle here on Opening Kill this week. So also want to thank our new listeners for joining us again. Keep telling your friends and family about Opening Kill and keep our numbers growing. We appreciate that.
Yeah. We don't want to see those numbers go down.
Not at all. And we haven't yet, knock on wood. So
yeah, let's
knock on. Yeah, there you go.
We just want to be up and up.
Yeah, exactly.
No down.
We'll also have our scare preview later in the podcast. We'll talk about movies that are coming out that Michael and I are excited about. I saw a very interesting movie. This came out in 2010. It's called Yellow Brick Road, and it's stylized as all one word. Yellow Brick Road is one word.
Okay.
And it's a deeply unsettling horror movie. It's about a group of people that are retracing the path of a vanished New Hampshire town. Okay. They follow a mysterious trail into the woods. So this is one of those out in the woods movies.
Goddamn woods.
Where time, sound, and sanity begin to break down. So
this is a mindfuck movie.
Very much so.
Okay.
Very much so. I do recommend you watching this. I think I gave it 3 stars. It was very bizarre, but it was a compelling watch. I think this could make an interesting opening kill breakdown movie for us.
Okay.
It's got a strong kill count, deeply surreal, atmospheric. I mean, again, it's one of those, we're in the woods, but we're not alone out here in the woods. So Yellow Brick Road is the name of the movie. So
is there any munchkins or scarecrows or
nothing,
tin men?
Nothing like that. Well, let's bring in our good friend, Shay Astor, who researches for us and is currently in 118-degree heat in Phoenix, Arizona.
She's fighting for her life over there.
Fighting for her life, just back from Spain. Welcome to the podcast, Shay.
Hello, everybody.
And I understand when you got back from your vacation in Spain to the wedding you went to, you got back to your place and the AC had broken down.
Yeah, I walked into my house and it was 95 degrees inside.
Oh, man.
That would have been my 13th reason why.
Yeah. It was 13th, 14th, 15th. Oh, yeah, it was a lot.
Oh, boy.
But I'm okay now. I am a little manic still. I think I just had a bag of hot Cheetos for dinner.
Yes.
So
there's nothing
still
wrong.
in it.
Nothing wrong with that, Shay.
I had a taco 12-pack for dinner. Not the whole thing, but like 4 of them.
That sounds
Honestly,
pretty good right now.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, we'll see if it's feeling good later, but
Yep.
Maybe we should add that into the podcast. What'd you have for dinner, you guys?
Oh,
share recipes.
hey, before we get into Jaws, I do want to mention, and I know we're all fans of the original Halloween, test footage from John Carpenter's original movie has just been unearthed by a fan who somehow had possession of it.
Shit.
There's several spools of original footage, and reportedly contains alternate takes and previously unseen angles. No official word on when this is going to be released, but it will be released, and obviously fans are buzzing about the find. I mean,
Is that legal?
well,
Like, is it from the blessings?
I
of John
don't.
Carpenter?
I don't think so. It's probably somebody on the crew in the editing part of it. I don't know who ended up with
Interesting.
a couple of reels here, and now they're
I'll
going
watch
to
it.
make the. Oh, I would too.
Yeah.
I think that's fascinating.
I'm also going to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm very intrigued by what we'll see in that. So
Oh, I hope it comes out around Halloween this year. That'd be awesome.
that would
That'd
be
be fun.
perfect.
That would be
That'd
fun.
Perfect. All right, Jaws, directed by Steven Spielberg, written by Peter Benchley and Carl Gottlieb, based on the novel by Peter Benchley, and it was released on June 20th, 1975. Filmed. Wasn't supposed to go this long, but we'll talk about that. Filmed between May and October of 1974. They filmed this at Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. Budget, $9 million. Box office to date, $476.5 million.
Yep.
Tagline, don't go in the water. And real quick, if you've not seen this, where have you been?
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those
my
movies.
God.
Get out from under that rock.
Yeah, absolutely. Amity Island summer season is threatened when a young woman is killed by a shark. But as the body count rises, local officials downplay the danger to protect their local tourism season. Police Chief Martin Brody, played by Roy Scheider, and oceanographer Matt Hooper, played by Richard Dreyfuss, and shark hunter Quint, who was played by the brilliant Robert Shaw, the late Robert Shaw.
They're like the Three Musketeers.
They really are in this movie.
What a great cast.
Those
Oh my
three
gosh.
head out to sea to confront the monstrous predator with its iconic score by the amazing John
Jesus,
Williams. The tension, the blend of character drama and creature horror. Jaws delivers both thrills and unforgettable cinematic moments. This movie, remember seeing this as a kid. I remember being about 6 years old when I went to Universal Studios for the first time, and they had the Jaws exhibit where you were on the tram and the thing would come out of the water and come right at you. Just scared the hell out of me. Not much more you can say about this. This is just an iconic movie, which is now celebrating its 50th anniversary.
Yeah, they have a popcorn bucket at Cinemark that I want to get.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a tin, so it's not like a crazy like bucket, but it's just the artwork along the side of it's beautiful. So I want to get it.
It's amazing.
50
There's a
years,
lot
that's
of-
crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of memorabilia for this movie. I mean,
Oh,
from
yeah.
the very beginning, they put anything with a shark picture became Jaws memorabilia.
Oh, yeah.
And people are heavy collectors out there. It's very cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. And a reason for it, too, obviously. It's Jaws. So it's streaming on Peacock, and they have, because it is the anniversary, they have about a minute and a half, couple of minutes of Steven Spielberg talking about how amazed he is that this thing even ever saw the light of day with all the problems they had. I mean, stories about the mechanical shark not being very mechanical and cooperative are endless. And it was the first time that anyone had filmed a movie on the open ocean like this, which led to so many other unforeseen problems that occurred. And the budget went way up. The film time, the time it took them to complete this, they went completely over on that. So, yeah, I mean, there was even one scene where they had to film in a swimming pool of the editor to get it because they, I mean, it's crazy, the stories of this.
There's like at least a few documentaries about the making of that I recommend because it was hell on set. Like everyone was so discouraged. Like this was not a fun set to be a part of.
No.
But just crazy like how they still pulled it together to make one of the greatest movies of all time. It's just insane. And one of my favorite quotes was from Richard Dreyfuss, who plays a Hooper in the movie. He was talking about when he read the script, he's like, that's going to be incredible. I would rather watch it than make it. He ended up making it, of course, because he knew. He's like, this is going to be a problem. And it was.
I think there were a lot of people on that crew that probably felt the same way. That, I mean, how the hell are we going to pull off some of these shots? And
When
I mean,
their star was not working.
no,
Like,
exactly.
it's-
Bruce, affectionately nicknamed Bruce, was not cooperating.
I do highly recommend the 50th anniversary documentary. It's on Disney Plus right now.
Okay.
Oh, shit, nice.
It was well worth a watch because it had a little bit of everything from the 30th anniversary documentary they made. It had new interviews, and most of all, it had some of the greatest directors of all time talking about how this movie influenced them to be great, like become filmmakers, which I think it also influenced a lot of people to watch movies. And Thriller, you can also, I consider it kind of a horror movie, but Thriller I think is
Yeah.
a great word for it.
It's
Yeah.
adjacent to horror. It's close enough to where it's like,
Right.
But yeah, it has even like just adventure vibes in it
Yeah.
sometimes. Like
Yeah.
like the music when they go out to sea is just so like whimsical and
Oh, it
just
is.
fun. So yeah, no, there's a lot
Absolutely.
of genres here.
Yeah. So it starts out with a beach party. Lots of young folk out on the beach.
Smoking J's.
Oh, yeah.
Getting naked.
Yeah, absolutely, they are. And we have a young lady. Her name is Chrissie, and she's met a boy.
Oh my God.
I
They're in
know
love.
they're in love.
I bet they're gonna get married.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, I'll bet they don't.
Don't tell me he breaks up with her.
Well, no, he passes out on her on the beach. Is what
Attaboy.
happens.
Attaboy.
Typical.
Yeah.
So she's suggesting they go for a swim, and she's running ahead of him, and he's chasing after her. She's like pulling off all of her clothes, and she finally gets completely naked, and he's trying to keep up. I mean,
He's tripping over his pants.
He's drunk. I'm not sure he knew he was going to get in the water. I thought he thought they were just going to have sex on the beach, and you know,
Right.
but she had other ideas.
He wanted to get some sand and crevices.
And this is late in the evening, and she starts to swim out past the breakers. The camera dips underwater. You see an iconic shot of her swimming,
Legs a kicking.
legs a kicking, and we hear those first haunting notes of the score. Bum,
Dun, dun.
bum,
Dun,
bum.
dun.
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then something grabs her.
Opening kill.
And this happens about almost 5 minutes into the film when she is grabbed. And there's this struggle. She goes under, she comes back up. She's actually a stunt woman who was working on this film. And when you see her get dragged, she was actually being dragged. They
Yeah,
had
they
to
had
kind
this
of,
whole pulley system rigged up to her. It was kind of crazy.
she said it was not without its pain.
I'm sure. No, she
That-
gets whipped around.
She gets whipped around
it
pretty
looks
good in
legit.
this. Yeah, it really does. So she's thrashing around in the water. Then we cut back to the beach, and the boy is like passed out, and he's just like doesn't hear her screams or anything else. And so Chrissie Watkins eaten by the shark.
This is like 45 seconds too of her just getting jerked around. Like
Yeah.
it's intense.
It's very intense. This is definitely a butcher knife kill for me.
Absolutely. It's one of the most iconic opening kills to a movie of all time.
Totally agree. Shay?
Oh yeah, and we don't even see the shark,
Which
That's
is
the
crazy.
best part.
Yeah.
So one of the things, it's a saying, I can't remember if this came from, I know I'm always referencing Stephen King. I'm not sure if it's his quote or somebody else's, but the quote is, the things that scare us the most are the things we can't see. And I think in this movie, that's exactly right. And I think because the shark malfunctioned all the time, they didn't show it until they did later in the film. So I don't think this was done purposely. I think it was just because they had to shoot the film and they couldn't get it to work. So they just went ahead and did it, inadvertently creating this amazing, sequence of events and atmosphere where you don't actually see the shark, which makes it scarier, in my opinion. So even though it
They
wasn't,
had to get really creative.
they did. And I think it worked in a way they weren't anticipating, and it was brilliant.
And that's just also as a testament to just how brilliant Spielberg is.
Yep.
Like he's one of the greats for a reason.
And to think
And
that
he was a kid.
He was in his late 20s, mid to late 20s
He was
when he made,
27.
and that to me, I'm looking at that going, wow. I mean,
To be that good at your craft,
yeah.
like that's crazy.
He got lucky, I think, for sure. In some of this, it worked to his advantage, definitely, because from here he went on to do Close Encounters and then E.T. and it just kept
Park,
Jurassic
et
Park. I mean,
cetera,
it just kept going. But he did say he thought his career was over in the middle of filming this because so many things were going wrong.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
It was so tremendously over budget, and the shoot schedule extended by months because So he thought he was going to do this. It was, and his career was over.
It's going to bomb because they can't make that money back. And then he's
done.
Did not go that way though.
Yeah. No, it did not. No, he's one of the most iconic, prolific directors I think Hollywood has ever seen.
Yeah. Up there with like a Hitchcock or something.
Yep.
Or just
Totally.
the name, you like Spielberg.
Well, Hitchcock was one of his idols. He references him a lot. This is this opening shot is a good homage to kind of like the Psycho shower scene where we kind of get a glimpse of something, but we don't know exactly what's going on. Like that's what he wanted to do a little bit,
Right.
but some of it on purpose, some of it not. We'll say that.
Yeah. So Chrissie's remains are discovered on the beach. She's reported missing, and her remains wash up. They're not pretty.
Covered in crabs.
Oof.
Gross. Just all you see is her like half her arm.
Yeah.
Covered in
Yeah, and there's bugs and crabs and everything on the beach, and even the deputy who finds her is
He's
like
such a diva. I love him.
Oh my god.
He's like puking in the corner, like, oh
Yep.
my god.
Totally.
Irma Gerd. There's a dead woman there.
Well, they don't see that around there.
No.
They don't see that in them parts.
No, they don't. They haven't. And
We're a
this
respectable neighborhood.
Amity Island has a big 4th of July celebration every year. They have a big billboard coming into town that promotes it, and they make a ton of money from tourists. So the mayor decides he doesn't want to close the beach, which is
because Brody lists it as a shark attack.
Yes.
In the official cause of death, and
Right.
the mayor catches wind of that, and there's this incredible long take scene where the mayor kind of like corners Brody on this boat,
Right.
and is kind of laying it down for him, like, look, we depend on this. If you do this over this weekend specifically, we're kind of like fucked. So shut up, bury this. This is how governments work.
Yeah.
That's uncomfortable. Let's just ignore that.
Yeah.
People will die, but that's a sacrifice we're willing to make.
The mayor is played by Murray Hamilton, a great actor.
So good.
If you're familiar with the movie The Graduate with Dustin Hoffman, and he played Mr. Robinson, the husband of Mrs. Robinson, who has a thing for Dustin Hoffman's character.
Is that what that song's about?
Yeah, it absolutely is. That was from it, yeah. And Murray Hamilton, a great actor, plays the mayor who you just don't like because you know what's happening, and the mayor just wants to, like you said, just sweep it away and everything.
I think the book is not very good, but this is one aspect of the book that I really is brilliant and makes you kind of understand the mayor a little bit more.
Right.
Is that town is deeply in debt to the mafia, and like they need, like, it's not like an option to get them their money, so they have to. So that makes you at least a little bit more sympathetic to the mayor, where it's like, no, like, we have to do this. So that's one aspect of the book that I really did appreciate. It's one of the only
I was going to say,
aspects.
because there's a lot of other things. I mean, for example, Hooper, who's played by Richard Dreyfuss, he dies in the book.
He dies, and he bangs the sheriff's Brody's wife,
The chief's wife.
There's a very long sex scene.
The scene where he talks about it is really gross, where they like talking about the car crash and all that weird stuff. And I'm glad that was not in the movie. Oh my God. Just
Yeah, because Hooper's not a good
disgusting.
guy in the book.
Yeah, you didn't like him. It was not good. But Richard Dreyfuss and Hooper in the movie, you do kind of like him.
Oh yeah,
in
they're
a
great.
sense.
It's like
Yeah.
a great like buddy cop almost. Like they're fun.
Yeah.
But no,
So
the
there,
book.
I agree, though. There are different parts of the book where they took it out for a reason, and I'm glad they did. But I do think the mafia thing kind of motivated the mayor a little bit. So
Right.
in this one, the motivation is just corrupt government on its own.
Right.
But we also have to think, this is why I love 70s movies. Everything was rooted in what was going on in society, like in real life. This was 1974. Watergate had just happened.
Mhm.
So we just had Nixon say, like, no, I'm not a crook. I'm not a crook. I can't do a good impression. Someone else can try if they want. And then come on to television and say, actually, I am. And I know you want to impeach me, but I'll just resign. It's fine. And lie to the entire U.S. population for a very long time,
Right.
and betray them. And so this was like a clear similarity,
Right.
in a small version of it, of a small government versus large government. Then we also had the Vietnam War going on, and fear mongering was going, and distrust. So it all makes so much sense.
Horror's always been really good at kind of like taking those aspects of what's going on in the country or the world right now and putting fear to it on screen. Horror's always been really in touch with that.
Yeah.
More than a lot of other genres. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
Especially the 70s movies.
Right.
In
Yeah.
my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the medical examiner who originally said that Chrissie's death was due to a shark attack starts to walk it back.
Yeah.
I'm sure because
The mayor.
he's getting pressure from the mayor to do so. But originally he said there was no doubt that this was a shark attack.
And now he's like, it's a boat propeller.
Yeah. So the beach stays open for the 4th of July celebration. And, the beach gets packed.
Oh, it's packed. It's so packed to give me anxiety. Like I could not be on that beach.
So there's a really cool shot from a cinematographer standpoint that's coming up here. And we'll talk about that when Roy Scheider's character, the chief, looks out and sees something in the water. It's a
Just
dolly.
this whole scene, I think, is
The whole
brilliant.
scene is great. It's a dolly
especially
zoom.
with cutting, like the cuts.
The cuts and then the dolly zoom shot that I'm talking about, where they basically, it's a move where the dolly goes, the camera that's on the dolly moves away as the camera is zooming in, and it makes the background look like it's going farther away. It's a cool technique, and it worked brilliantly here. And what we see next, and this is kind of an interesting kill because it's a child.
Yep.
We
It was supposed to be a lot more violent.
Really?
There's actually photos. You saw the shark. Like you saw the shark mouth come and chomp.
Oh,
like there's
man.
on-set photos where you can see like the head out of the water.
Okay.
But all you get is just like some of the fins and like a rollover shot. So yeah, you see a lot less of it. But originally you're supposed to just straight on see the shark eat this child.
Oh my God. So the kid's name is Alex Kintner. And he asks his mom if he can go back out into the water. He's not very old. He's probably, 10 or 11 years old, maybe. So he puts on like a floater.
He's just on a little raft.
Little
It's
rafty thing.
Yeah, plastic raft.
Goes out there. Actor's name is Jeffrey Voorhees, so I don't know if he's done anything. No, it's his only notable film appearance. So he goes out there, and we see more of the blood coming up from the water, and that's when people are realizing that something is happening out there. And so everybody is running very quickly to get out of the water. And then his inflatable raft washes up empty. It's a very traumatizing kill. And the blood-filled water and
Children playing around.
Oh my God. They're like, what is happening? And then you see Alex's mom get up to try and find out what's going on.
Because like the whole beach is now in panic. So you see her just looking for her kid.
Right.
And at the end, it's actually really sad.
Very much so.
Yeah.
What did you think of this scene, Shay?
I think the greatest part was, what it was supposed to be versus what we saw. I still think we saw the best version of it. And the greatest part is the entire cast of the entire beach scene, and pretty much every scene other than 8 people were brought in from Hollywood. Everyone else lived in Martha's Vineyard where this was shot. So everyone there were locals. Everyone there just answered the ad that was put in the newspaper being like, you want to be in a film? Cool. And show up and be in costume and come in May. This is when they filmed in May, when it was supposed to be. They weren't too off schedule quite yet. The water was like less than 50 degrees. It was
I'm
freezing
sure.
still.
Yeah.
Um, and everyone was just so up for doing it. And we get to see a little bit of the how-to stuff is really fun. Michael kind of already talked about it. They had this crazy like dummy that was supposed to get really chomped up. They were supposed to see more of the shark, but instead they just got this great like blowhole of blood.
Oh, yeah.
And submerged it in the water.
Wow.
And they had this pontoon that had all of the mechanical stuff for the shark that's out there on the water, and everything was just going wrong all the time. You had radios back and forth going, it's not working. I just couldn't imagine the stress of it all. And then you're watching this movie and you're feeling the stress of just how the actors are feeling, how the scene feels. But the blood is just the right amount. Everything's just perfect. Especially watching it as a kid. I watched this as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
It did scare me. I mean, I think everyone has a Jaws story when you first watch the movie, and it did kind of scare you going into the water a little bit.
Well, and Shay, you and I both have been on film sets. We've worked together on projects, and it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard enough to do it on land sometimes, but to go out on a boat. And this is when they're still shooting film. Their digital isn't here yet. So these are big film cameras and everything's a little bit different. And then you're on a boat that's getting tossed around in the open water. First time somebody
You
had
have
done
no
this.
control over your environment.
No, you really don't.
And nothing's waterproof.
No. So the fact that this thing even got finished is pretty miraculous.
Oh, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I do the scene of that happens right after this in like the lagoon area. Where we do worry about Brody's kid.
Right.
Oh, yeah, because
Even
he
more-
sends them, because he's like, I don't want you kids over here. Go to the little
estuary
lagoon that's
part,
supposed to
whatever
be
it is.
safer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's some of like everything is just so perfectly done, and we do get to see a little more of the shark, but it's still not enough. It's still not a lot. Oh, it's just all so perfect, but I don't think we're there yet. So let's get
we'll get moving here to the next one.
we'll get back to it.
Yeah. So, yeah, they want to get this shark and they want to bring in an expert, and the mayor's telling them, no, we're not going to do this. We're not, we're not going to shut down the beach, damn it.
You stupid fools.
Yeah, exactly. So there is this colorful character named Quint, played by the late Robert Shaw, who was very difficult on set.
Oh, I'm sure.
Legendary actor, but very difficult on set, was belligerent, didn't get along with Richard Dreyfuss. It was kind of crazy. And you hear these stories, but what a great character. He's a shark hunter, very eccentric, very in your face, no filter.
No.
And, he's offered his services. And then the city says, no, we're not going to do this.
Because he wants like a crazy amount of money.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And he wants it guaranteed. So it's like, even if he doesn't get the shark, it's like, you still are out of some money. So they're like,
Right. Yeah.
No way, silly goose.
Yep. So Brody and Hooper go out at night in this boat. They want to go out and they end up finding the wreck of this local fisherman, guy by the name of Ben Gardner, who had gone missing. And this is something I would never do in a million years, but
fuck no.
Hooper puts on the scuba gear, and this is at night, and dives down to the boat that is sunk, right? And he discovers this massive tooth that's embedded in the hull of this boat.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ben Gardner's disembodied head floats into view.
Oh,
Oof.
terrifying.
It's like a
Scared the
little
hell out of me.
crawdad in its like eye
Something
socket or
like
two.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a big jump scare.
Oh, yeah.
Audiences screamed, when this was in the theater. And I mean, I never did see it on the big screen. I saw it later because I was too young when it first came out. I was only 2. All right. So.
Oh, you didn't go to the theater, Brian?
No, I did
What's wrong
not
with you?
at 2.
Oh.
Because my parents were smart and didn't take their toddler, to a movie where Anyway, the kill is off screen, but
that's the one. That's the shot that was filmed in the swimming pool, by the way.
okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of these ones. Very, very scary, very unexpected, and Ben Gardner. Obviously eaten by the shark, who left a relic behind, a souvenir.
And he ends up dropping the tooth though.
Yeah.
So he doesn't, because he sees the head.
Yeah.
And Hooper like, screams and ends up dropping the tooth, so he doesn't have any evidence.
And that's important later
Yeah.
because they tell the mayor that they found this wreck and they found the body of Ben Gardner, or at least his head, and that there was a tooth. And the mayor says, well, what do you have any proof? Where's the tooth? And so Hooper's response is, well, I dropped it. I don't have it. And the mayor's like, well, then there's no evidence.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're full of shit. So we're not going to do anything
So
here.
beach still open.
Yep. Absolutely.
Right, because Alex's mother put out a bounty to catch a shark.
Yeah.
So all the amateurs went out to go kill the sharks in the water.
Right.
So they did catch a fish, a smaller shark,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, okay, no worries anymore.
Yep.
Which prompted them to go, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Which is
Yeah.
why they're doing this. in
And
the
they
first
wanted to
place.
like cut it open then and there to like see if there's a kid in it.
Yeah.
And the mayor's just like, I'm not going to let you do that and have
Yeah.
the boys spew out on the dock. So they later at night go and cut it open and there's like, yep, nothing here. So it's still out there.
So this was a tiger shark.
Yeah.
And that they thought it was the one. There's a very powerful scene after they bring it back and they actually hang it up on the dock. There's a huge crowd. And the boy's mother, Alex's mother, shows up and she comes right up to Chief Brody. And they're all kind of celebrating because they think at the time that they've got it, even though Hooper is skeptical because the shark is a little bit small.
yeah. And he's like
Right.
measuring the mouth. He's like,
Yeah.
no, I can't, doesn't
And
really fit this.
nobody's
No one
listening
cares.
to him. Yeah, nobody cares. So the mother comes up to him and says, Chief Brody, and he turns around and looks at her and she's all in black. She's just come from the funeral and she just slaps him across the face.
Yep.
And that's that. That's
Well, she tells him, it's like, you knew.
yeah. Why didn't you do
You
anything?
knew, and you didn't like shut the beach down.
And the mayor sees this too, but that is not what causes him to, react and actually eventually let them, hire Quint. So it's the next thing that happens because now we go back to that little area of the beach. I guess it's an estuary type of an area where Brody's kids are. And we see another, a man who is there in a small boat. He's rowing
Yep.
into this area. It's a very small boat. And there's the shark.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a girl on the shore who's screaming, shark, shark, shark.
Well, because they're casing out, like they now have like helicopters,
Yeah.
like they're trying to find this thing,
Right.
and she's like, they're all just in the wrong area though,
Mhm.
and so she's like screaming, like, come over here, and
Right.
they don't hear.
It's like Boy Who Cried Wolf.
That's exactly right.
Unfortunately.
But Brody actually looks up and he starts to realize
Well,
that
because
hey,
his kids are there.
his
now.
kids are over there. So he's kind of like, oh, well, maybe there's something. And now he starts sprinting across the beach to get to this area. And sure enough, that boater gets
This
eaten. This is like in the middle of the day in
Well,
front
and
of
this is
everybody.
where you see the shark.
Yeah.
You straight up see it
Yeah.
in this shot.
Yeah.
Like it's not out of the water, but
Right.
like you can see it, and
Right.
you see it come up and just grab him, and yeah,
It's pretty crazy.
It's crazy because the Brody's kids are in the water too, and there's a
Mhm.
shot where the shark clearly swims right by his kid.
Yeah.
and like that kid ends up in like shock in the hospital because he
That's
witnessed this.
Exactly. So that's the aftermath of this. The mayor now realizes because Brody's son is in the hospital in shock. Everybody saw the shark.
Well, now there's proof. Yeah,
There's proof. Everybody saw this. So now the mayor has no choice but to, go, okay, maybe we should hire.
yeah, because he's like, we still need this fixed quickly.
Yes.
so
Yeah, we want to get rid of this.
pay him
because
whatever.
It's still tourism season here in Amity, and it's time to pony up and hire Quint, and we'll take care of this. But you're right. Yeah, it's sad because they get the youngest son, Brody's youngest son, to the beach. He's not moving. For a minute, you think, oh shit, maybe he drowned or something.
Yeah.
But then they're able to bring him back. But they get him to the hospital, and that's when Brody confronts the mayor big time and says, "We got to do something.
We're done. Yeah.
We're done playing now."
We're done with your little games. And it's kind of crazy because like if there wasn't the evidence, the mayor still wouldn't have shut this beach down.
Nope.
Like it's crazy.
No, you could tell he was
Yeah.
ready just to keep the dollars rolling and keep people happy, no matter what the risk was.
Yeah.
And you wonder if he really knew, if he really thought there might be something, but he was just, or if he was dismissing it as, no,
I
it's
think
nothing.
in deep inside, he definitely knew for sure, but he was just not letting himself go there.
Mm-hmm. So they hire Quint at a lot of money And so the guy that I can't remember his name, you might have this, Shay, the guy who Quint was based on, he was asked what he thought of this movie, and he thought it was one of the funniest, stupidest movies he'd ever seen, because there were some scenes that just absolutely could not happen. There is a scene where Quint is boiling the jaw of a shark, and he said if that had really happened, all those teeth that were in the mouth would have fallen out, because they're not, and there were some other things that he said, but it was kind of interesting to see his reaction to it and what he said about it. But yeah.
For all us non-shark experts, it was still enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yep. His name was Frank Mundus.
Yes, that's right.
He was he was a interesting New Yorker. Yep. But I agree. Quint is a funny character because he's so serious, and we all kind of do laugh at him at first, but then we realize he's there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
He has a mission, a personal mission. It's not really for anybody else.
Right.
He's not a selfless person, and you could tell that right away.
Sure.
And he loves, to antagonize Hooper, who's like very scientific and trying to just spew facts. And like, there's one scene, it's one of my favorites, where he just grabs his hands and goes, "Nah, these are city hands." And like,
we all fucking know this guy too.
Oh yeah. Like I lived in Portland. We had hipsters like of the, oh no, you can't do that. You're not cool enough. Oh, you don't even know, that kind of mentality of, have you even been on a boat? And they continue to do it the whole time, of just laughing at each other, of like, what's this little cage for? Are you going to trap the shark in there? Like, no, I'm going to go in the cage. And he's like, ha. Well, I'd love
you
to
and
do
your
that.
science.
Yeah. Nonsense, I tell you. Nonsense.
Yeah, no, he's a character that's fun, but just because I don't have to hang out with him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like if I was on that boat, I would have jumped into the shark's mouth to escape him.
So
I would have been doing the big eye rolls.
Yeah.
Every sentence he says, just big eye rolls.
So I love buddy movies where groups of people go out wherever they go out, like whether it's Blair Witch, whether it's Cabin in the Woods, whether it's those types of movies. And we kind of get a moment here of that with Jaws, when Hooper, Brody, and Quint all get on his boat, the Orca, and they head out to sea to go capture this. And they get out there and night falls, and they have a really cool bonding scene where Hooper and Quint are showing off their scars from sharks or whatever. I mean, there was one where Hooper, what was it?
Thresher shark.
And there was an eel or stingray or jellyfish or something that scarred. Anyway, so, and it's very funny because they keep showing different
one-upping
each other. And they're drinking too. And they're singing these seafaring songs and everything else. And it's really kind of a cool friend moment, even though they're not really friends, but they're having this bonding moment. And then it's not too long after that hell starts to break loose.
But Hooper's like, the best moment is when he's like, shows like his chest or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is from like Darla or something. She broke my heart. And they all just like start giggling. And they're like, here's to swimming with bow-legged women, and just cheers in and having a jolly good time. Is this where Quint shares that story of the submarine?
Of his USS in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So this is crazy because this is a real thing that happened.
Right.
Is this submarine got like hit, and like all these passengers are just in the water in these life jackets. And like, you'd be like talking to your buddy, and then all of a sudden you get yanked down and killed by these it was oceanic white tips though.
Okay.
But like this is a real story, and like this actually happened. You can look up all like the facts about it, but you can tell how this man went crazy and now has an anti-shark agenda.
Right.
So like it in this powerful like speech story moment, you like, I get you.
Yeah.
I still don't like you. I don't want to hang out with you, but I get you. And it's a really cool scene.
Yeah. It really is.
I also really think it's cool. Robert Shaw was a writer himself and treated this monologue Because he was like, he read it the first time, was like, nah, this is boring. Can I take a crack at it? And Spielberg was like, yeah, sure. And then he was like, oh, also, can I also have like one drink to do this scene? And Spielberg was like, yeah, sure. He comes to set fully plastered.
Oh, yeah.
Just cannot even perform. Embarrasses himself very badly.
Yep.
They cannot do it.
Right.
So then they have to do it the next day. So once again, delaying everything. And Spielberg is just having a full-on panic attack the entire time.
Like
but they do finally.
Like he needed more stress on this production.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you got this. Yeah.
It's a lesson learned. Don't ever let your actors get any form of drunk. One drink turns into 5 real quick. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a very powerful scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a real life thing that happened, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it was great motivation. And we go from, I still sing the song randomly all the time in my life. Just show me the way to go home.
Yeah.
And I want to go to bed.
Life just gets real fucked real quick. Let me tell you.
And it's funny too, because there are some lines in this movie that came from just the actors sitting around between takes. They were just talking and they would say some funny shit and Spielberg would hear it and go, oh, hey, we need to throw that in there. So there was some improv with some of this dialogue. The script was actually still being written as they were shooting this too. So and there's stories about all the rewrites because, you know, Peter Benchley wrote, he was given, I think, first dibs at writing it. Then that didn't really work. So they came in and they rewrote it and then we rewrote it again. And so it went through a lot of rewrites before they actually got to it. And it still wasn't really done by the time they started shooting. So they kept adding things as they were shooting.
Which is crazy because that's usually a recipe for a really shitty movie.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like when you hear about that's what's happening, you're like, well, that movie's going to suck.
Yeah.
But they pulled it off.
And Richard Dreyfuss had done a movie that did not do well previously. And so the only reason he took this role is because he didn't think he was going to work again because that first movie didn't do well. So he initially refused it. And then he said, oh, I better do this movie so I can at least get one more job.
Right.
So it turns out the movie he was in, he got critical acclaim, even though the movie bombed. And then in this one, this just made him a superstar.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, yes, as Shay said, life is about to get fucked for these 3 gentlemen at sea because as they're singing, the shark now attacks the boat, rams into the boat, and it starts taking on water, and it's like, holy shit, it's real. We're now game on.
The amount of damage this boat takes,
I was going to say,
so anxiety-ridden. Like, oh, my God. Just the thought of it taking on water, horrifying.
Well, the boat should have gone down faster than the Titanic, the way the damage was and everything else. But I mean, they were pumping water out of it. It's a small boat, and they were able to keep it going through the magic of cinema. But you're right, it just became this multi-day battle with the shark here.
And there's like this cool thing where they attach these air barrels to the shark, which should make it impossible for the shark to go under, so they could be able to see where it's at. The shark is no bitch though, and like it takes 3 of them.
It's a big ass shark.
This shark, and even then, it still goes under with 3, but it's not nearly as able to like hide. It's like, but it's just such a cool like visual too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see those barrels just like pop up. You're like, all right, he's here. Like it's just a brilliant use of, probably comes from not having the shark work to where they had to be able to show you the shark's there, but it makes it 10 times better.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather see those barrels pop up than the shark fin or something.
I think one of the most iconic images from this film is where Roy Scheider turns his back on the ocean. All of a sudden, the shark pops up, and he's like, "Oh, I think you're going to need a bigger boat."
Yeah, because he's shoveling like a
the chum,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like sling this shit or something, and he like turns around and you see it. That's like your first like official out of the water look at the shark.
Yeah.
And it looks so real too.
It looks good.
You know, it does. And so when you heard later that they'd had all these problems with the shark, you're like, really? I mean, it looks great. What could have happened?
Right.
What could possibly have gone wrong with a mechanical shark in salt water? Right?
I think these people are just being dramatic.
Right.
That'd have been easy.
Yeah. So it's really kind of a touch and go. You know, the thing that stressed me out most about this sequence of scenes here is when they're climbing along the side of the boat to get
Oh my
around
God.
it. And I'm thinking, you're going to fall off. I would fall off.
Well, you just see
because
their
that's-
sneakers slipping though too. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's and they're wearing like Converse All Stars. I think Hooper is. Like, what is going on?
Yep. No, totally. It's
I think one of the funniest things was watching the behind the scenes and watching the crew who they did not have maritime experience. So they're the
No.
ones like going from boat to boat and they're wobbling over and just
Oh, yeah.
falling into the water this
Yeah.
whole time. So these guys who don't also have any sea experience are
Mhm.
making it look like it's easy. We know it's not.
So
It's
this movie is
crazy.
why I do not get into the ocean. I was born in a small town called Gold Beach, Oregon. Lived in Brookings, Oregon, just down the coastline. Went to the beach all the time as a little kid. And I would get into the water, but after I saw this movie, I did not get into the water anymore, and I won't. And
fair.
I'll go out on the ocean in a fishing boat or whatever. Done that, but I will not swim in the ocean. This movie really took that off the plate for me. So I was one of those that just, don't get in the water. Same
I
way.
mean, I grew up. Go
No,
ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, same reason I don't swim in lakes, because I saw Friday the 13th and these other movies. Not going to happen.
That's
So
fair.
anyway, go ahead, Shay.
I grew up in Santa Cruz, California, where we went swimming all the time. I read this book on the lakeside of Lake Tahoe,
Mhm.
and I was afraid to get into the water in a lake, afraid of a shark.
Yep.
But funny enough, I have a funny story of I was swimming in the ocean in Santa Cruz with a friend. We were body surfing, having a grand old time. We went home, dried off, having a good time, turned on the TV, and the news was on, and it was saying there was a swarm of young great whites on the same
Oh.
coast beach that I was swimming in.
No,
It
thank
was
you.
literally less than half a mile away. I
Good
literally
Lord.
was in the helicopter aerial footage. I was in the footage of me swimming, and then you could see the sharks.
Oh, God.
On the other side, they were swarming over like a school of fish over there, but they were
Jeez.
young. Like, it was fine, whatever. I
They were
still love
young.
the ocean so much.
Do you,
but
do you get into the ocean? Will you go swimming in the ocean now?
Yeah, I went swimming in Spain just the other
Okay.
day. It was great. You can't let it scare you too much.
Oh,
you
too
know.
late for me. I already have.
Well, it doesn't help that the Oregon coast has terrifying water. It's
You
killed
can't
many
see
people and
anything.
ships.
Well, you can't see,
Yeah.
and it's very cold. It's not like Southern California or the Bay Area. Well, the Bay Area is a little bit cold, but
Yeah,
SoCal is a lot warmer than what Oregon. Oregon's not known for its warm beaches.
people who surf
Very
on our
true.
coast,
I
I'm
know.
like, you're fucking crazy.
I see that too when I go over there. People like get their surfing boards out and surfboards
God,
out and
the-
go.
So cold,
Yeah.
dude. I don't get
The
it.
It is cold.
riptides alone will
Yeah.
kill you.
Yeah,
I,
I
don't
mean-
know how they do it either.
Seems every time you look in the news, there's a Coast Guard rescue off of the Oregon coast or Washington coast because people get out there and they don't respect what the ocean can do. And it's a lot different than, I totally agree with that. But that is a story I didn't know, Shay, that you were that close. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was fun. I wish I had recorded it, but it was kind of before the time where you could record
Sure.
the news.
Sure.
You had to find a blank tape, pop it in.
Yeah. We weren't rich enough to have blank tapes around. I'd have to record over like my ballerina recital or something.
So our three musketeers continue to battle the shark until the shark finally gets the best of the boat. And that brings us up to kill number 5. It's actually the final human kill in Jaws. And it's Quint, which is, I was kind of surprised by this, but the shark gets onto the back of the boat. What is
It
that?
jumps out of the water.
The stern? Is
it
that
the
the stern?
hole?
What is it? The stern? Or is that?
Yeah, the back of the boat.
Yeah, that's the stern. I'm trying to
Okay.
think my boat. Bow is front, stern is back. And so the boat is sinking and it's at an angle. And now we see Quint, who is sliding down the deck towards the gaping jaws. This was stressful for me because you're hoping he can scramble his way out of this. And he's kicking and he's like, and it doesn't happen because he gets in the mouth and then he gets chomped. And,
I do love the shot of like the shark retreating and like you just see the body get dragged under. It's great. And like before this, Hooper is in a cage, and the cage gets just fucking
That's right.
demolished
That
by the
did-
shark. So now
Yeah.
we think Hooper is dead.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot. That did happen before this part. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
the thing where they use like real footage
They
of a
did.
shark.
So there is some real underwater footage that it was an Australian couple, married couple, that went down and got some real great white footage, and they incorporated this into the film. But yeah, that shark, when Hooper goes down in the cage, the shark just beat the shit out of this cage. And they pulled the cage up and it was empty, and it was like, so they just assumed that Hooper had died, and that was that. But he actually swam down to the bottom, and he's hiding in some rock area and just kind of watching everything now from the bottom. So
now all that's left is the poor Sheriff Brody, who's afraid of water, by the way, on a sinking boat with a giant man-eating shark trying to kill him. And it gets to the point where he is the shark comes at him, and he shoves a tank in its mouth, and causes him now to retreat. But he's now just, all that's left is like the little crow's nest. So he's up there, he's got his gun, and the shark's just swimming at him. And this is another part where the book is just so pathetic, because in the book, the shark's swimming at him and then just has a heart attack and dies.
I hated
So
that.
pathetic. I do not understand that choice at all.
see, I haven't read the book.
I
so
really
that's-
don't even, I can't
know.
even really recommend it to you. Like, I don't really think it's worth reading.
Okay.
In a sense, like, it's a classic, but also it's more fun to compare the differences more than anything.
Right.
But yeah, the movie is so much better.
So coming up after this episode, because we didn't drop one last week, we're going to drop another episode this week. We're going to do I Know What You Did Last Summer, the original one.
Yep.
And that novel is another example of, it was so different. I mean, they always are, because they're totally different mediums, so they're going to be different. But this one and I Know What You Did Last Summer, totally just,
They're just
not great.
Not comparable. Yeah.
Not comparable.
But yeah, luckily in this one, it doesn't have a heart attack. Brody has this incredible line. It's like, "Smile, you son of a bitch," and then shoots the tank. It explodes the shark. Such a good just cap off of this movie.
Right.
It makes you feel so good when he screams.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Also, like, laughing
Like,
with them.
It's just such a victory for him, because he's terrified of the water, and just to have him like pull that off, like that feeling of relief must have just been insane.
And then Hooper surfaces.
Yeah, then he's like, "Oh hey, I've been what's
yo."
popping? Oh, you got the shark? Damn, boy."
Yeah. And the actual line from the film, it's "Smile, you son of a boom."
That's right.
And you see shark parts like just everywhere. Yeah.
And like, it should be a feel good, but then when you stop and think about it, we're like, well, now every shark is heading there.
Yeah. Well,
Kinda, yeah.
this was one of the coolest cinematic shots too, because the camera's underneath what's left of the shark, and the music that comes in is very gentle and very eerie a little bit. And again, I mean, we're talking about John Williams, the master composer. I mean, this guy, just amazing. And then you see the shark just starting to like drift down and down.
Blood's flowing.
Yeah, blood. It's really a eerie and very cool cinematic moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, this
for sure.
movie's just full of just incredible, iconic,
Definitely.
like, filmmaking.
Definitely.
And
I
then
love the last lines of the movie. Oh my gosh.
what
Where he's
does
like,
he say to him?
I used to be afraid of the water. And Hooper's like, can't imagine why. And then it just fades as they're swimming back to shore.
That's
Which
amazing.
is crazy, because they have to swim back to shore, and they are
And shore ain't close.
short. No, they're like miles out.
Yeah.
And they're just like, they're on a bit of like wreckage, so they're not like having to just swim. They're on a like piece of the boat, so they're just like kicking to shore. But still, especially now that there's just a pile of blood out in the middle of the water.
Yeah, you better swim fast,
Yeah.
guys.
Swim fast, boys.
Yeah.
You know what's
His
interesting?
friends are coming.
So for me, I hadn't seen this movie in a long time until I watched it again to get ready for this episode. And I got the ending of 2 and this ending confused. And I was waiting for him, because in Jaws 2, his kids are out on their little boats that have been attacked, and they're kind of floating on what's left of the boats. And I was waiting for that scene to happen, and it didn't happen. I'm like, oh shit. That's
Wrong
right.
movie.
That was wrong movie. And that was in the second movie when he's out there on the water again. And yeah, so got a little bit lost and a little confused at the end of this, but yeah, whatever.
Oh, man, I watch number 1 every single year for 4th of July. It's like that and Independence Day are the go-tos.
Those are good ones. Those are good ones.
I watch it every year at Independence Day as well.
I Know What You Did Last Summer is my 4th of July go-to movie that I watch every year. So
This
there
one's
we go.
cool. Like I have a lot of fond memories of Jaws, especially because I grew up very sheltered. I was not allowed to watch much, but my dad, my mom and sisters were out of town, and my dad's just like, we're gonna rent Jaws, and we watched it, and we had zebra cakes. It was delicious.
Oh man.
No, it's like one of my favorite memories. It's like one of my first like horror movies, and I loved it so much. And then I ended up a couple years ago having my nephews over one time, and we all like watched it. And
Yeah.
I have a lot of fondness for this movie.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I really do
What
too.
a great tradition. I
Yeah.
love that.
Isn't that
Yeah.
great?
It's cool. It's probably one of the first ones I show my kids too, like as far as like scary movies.
Surprised you already haven't shown
I know.
Gilbert.
I need to get on it, yeah.
Gilbert's what, like 3 or 4?
He's 2.5.
Oh,
It's
he's 2 and
perfect.
he's almost going on 3.
It's perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, I would maybe a little bit longer.
Okay,
but,
now
you know.
I will admit I'm not a parent that I know of, so I don't know,
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think he'd like make it through this. Like, there's not enough. There's not a monster truck in it, and that's kind of the only thing he gives a fuck about right now.
Got it.
Like, we'll try to like, hey, bud, do you want to maybe watch this? Monster truck. But it's really cute. He doesn't say monster truck. He says monster cock. Monster cock.
Oh, that's amazing.
We were in Barnes and Noble the other day, and he saw this like monster truck, and it was also a fire truck mashup, and so he's like in Barnes and Noble screaming, "Fire cock, monster cock!"
Aren't kids the best?
So much fun, dude. The shit
Oh
they
my
say.
God.
I'm like, you're getting there, buddy. Just ta.
Love it.
Truck.
Tra.
God, that's hysterical. All right, final kill count in Jaws. You would think it would be more, but 5. We're not counting the shark kills.
Right.
And there was also a scene where a dog is eaten.
You don't see that one. You just see
It's
the,
off
like, the
screen.
collar or something.
Yeah, and the owner's out there looking for
Thankfully,
the dog,
yeah.
and so that's gone. So 5 human kills. Favorite character for me was Quint, hands down.
He's pretty iconic. I'm gonna have to go with Brody just because, a lot. Like I think his arc is just very poetic and beautiful. And there's also one scene that we didn't touch on where he's with his kid, and it was all like improv where the kid's just there at the dinner table, and like he like is just struggling, so he's like puts his hand on his head, and then the kid does it, and then they just have this cute moment where they're just going back and forth, just like doing different stuff, and the kid's copying, and just as like a dad, they're like, oh god, that almost
It was
cry.
very sweet.
It's beautiful. So like, and just I think everything about Brody is just like how he was just really put in a corner to do the right thing, and he was crippled and he couldn't do the right thing.
Yeah.
And so he just had to keep writing this out, and eventually he is the hero.
Right.
And I just love Brody.
Yep, totally.
I will continue and say Hooper will be my favorite, so that we have
I love that we all
That's
of us have a
great.
different one.
representation. I think having someone who is a smartass and scientifically on paper very smart, but then in the real world he was kind of a pussy, honestly. And hid at the bottom of the ocean floor until everything was kind of done. Although he was brave enough to get into the cage.
He was.
Right.
So, he did try his best. Don't we all?
I think
Yeah.
that was
And
a
he
cool
failed.
I think that was a cool
Yeah.
example of like textbook smarts versus like street smarts, where it's like Quint had no like textbook smarts, but he was street smart, and then
Right.
just like those dynamics
Yep.
really clashing together.
I mean, truly, Brody was the best of both, but
Right.
Yeah.
and he overcame the best and the most. But I will say Hooper, so we have the 3 Musketeers all represented.
Perfect.
All great characters, honestly. You really can't go wrong.
Favorite kill was probably I would have to say it was Quint.
Mine is that man in the estuary, just because like I love that shot where you see the shark, and it just I think that is
Sure.
one of my favorites. I love that scene, so that's my favorite kill.
I'm gonna go with opening kill. I think Chrissie,
yeah.
knowing what she was going through in the practical side of it, of being like
my
tug of
goodness.
war by men on either side of her. And then also just the fact that we never got to see the shark, but she's on the freaking cover of the movie pretty much.
Yeah.
And,
She is.
and starts it all off. Oh, it's so good and
You know,
so memorable.
I'm not a strong swimmer, and I just watching what she did and what she had to go through. My mind is boggled. It's like, holy shit. You talk about being fearless, and I don't even think she understood how that scene was going to go. I mean, I don't think anybody knew how that scene was going to go. You're dealing with the natural elements here,
yeah.
and that's crazy. Yeah, I can see that. Huh.
Least favorite.
Yeah,
I don't know if I have one.
I don't either. I don't know if I can pick one.
Yeah, like this is a tough one where it's like I really do think this is a near perfect movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm sure there's something like if I was watching it and being like, okay, I guess that could be it, but I can't think of something.
The only thing I could say would be the scene where the mayor is just like shutting him down and won't close the beach, but that is so integral to the tension of this movie. So it should be there. It's not a least favorite scene for me. It's important.
Yeah, I can't think of a single thing that should have been left on the cutting room floor.
Me either.
Exactly. Every scene was important in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite scene? Anybody?
That's so tough. But I think I'm gonna go with that beach scene where everyone's on it. It's just chaos because just the cuts in that. Oh my god, it's brilliant. But there's so many others that I could say is my favorite. But I guess I'll just pick that one.
Shay?
I think the "You're Gonna Need a Bigger Boat" is still one of my favorites.
I think for me, it's the scene where they discover Ben Gardner's head.
Fair.
It was very scary for me. The fact that he's going into the water in the darkness of night.
Yeah.
And he's diving down.
And he knows there's a shark.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
That to me was the tension in that scene. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
And always have been. I mean, even though I've seen it a million times and I know what's going to happen, I can feel myself kind of tensing up when that scene happened. So I think for me, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if a close honorable mention would be just like the Quint telling that story of like,
oh yeah,
that's also always been something I've really loved. So that would be a close second.
Yep.
There's a reason this movie won Oscars for editing, sound design, and of course score.
Mm-hmm.
It did lose out to Best Picture for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Fuck that.
Boy, that was a pretty strong movie, though.
I think Jaws is much stronger.
Well, boy, that's tough.
I don't know,
tough.
Michael.
I mean, you're talking about Jack Nicholson.
You're talking about which ones had an impact?
Well,
obviously both have, but like Jaws is much bigger.
So, but I would say to that, I would counter with that. How long did it take for Jaws to make an impact? It wasn't right away. I think it took some time. I think if you were to go back now and the Academy Awards were now and we could see the impact of that film, I would say maybe Jaws should have won. Nobody knew that it was going to be this successful.
That
I don't know.
Shouldn't have anything to do with it though. But
it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
But
I agree.
I just think like more people have had an impact with Jaws than One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I agree.
Like I think it's.
I agree.
I just think, and there's a reason for that.
Sure.
And I think it is because it's a better film. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is great. I'm not I'm not saying it's not a great movie.
Right.
I think Jaws is much better though.
Yeah.
I think there's an issue of like mental health was also a really big
true. Yeah. No.
theme.
Totally.
And
that's why it took the win, because so many people were coming back from the Vietnam War and blah blah blah. Like that's why people voted for that one at the time, because Jaws in their mind they saw, it's a shark movie.
It's a silly blockbuster.
It's an adventure.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think if the voters then, the Academy of Voters back then, could have looked into the future to see how each film's legacy would have played out.
Yeah. I mean,
who knows?
A great film won that year. I can't say.
Sure.
But yeah, I think, I don't know. There's just something about Jaws where I'm like, this, it's in like everybody's at least top 5. I feel like.
Right.
Oh yeah. It's also crazy that he wasn't Spielberg wasn't nominated, and that was
That's
like the first
insane.
time.
Yeah, that is
That
insane.
hadn't happened.
I totally agree with you, Shay. You know, you look at what directors, and that's another thing I look at with film is how hard the directors had to work, what they had to accomplish. I don't know. I mean, there's been a lot of films with challenges, but I don't know how many compare to this.
I don't know if there's
Right?
any that can really compare to the pain in the ass that this movie was.
This movie fucked him up, dude.
Yeah.
Like he had
no, he was-
PTSD from this movie.
Sure. Well, and
As he should, because it was stressful.
Well,
I mean, every
yeah.
movie's stressful to make, but this movie was a
And
pain in the ass.
There's a reason there's multiple documentaries about the making of this movie.
absolutely, and not
Right.
about one, flew over the
Yeah.
cuckoo's nest. And as I mentioned earlier, he thought his career was over.
Yeah.
Because of
Yeah.
all of the extra money, millions and millions of dollars they had to pour into it that they didn't have budgeted and everything else. So he just assumed, well, this is it.
It's been fun.
And now look at him, right?
Look at him now.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
He
they
directed
blew
War
box
Horse.
offices.
What's that?
They blew through the box office.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was impressive. It when you look at it inflation wise, it would have made over $1 billion
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
in
I
our
think
time.
absolutely. It would have been the first $1 billion,
Easy.
movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we usually have a final girl ranking. We don't have that here, obviously. We have a final bro ranking. And I will give Brody a 10 out of 10.
Yes.
A grounded, relatable everyman hero who, despite his fear of the water, got out there and got the fucking job done.
He did. Yeah. Easy 10.
Yep.
Easy 10.
Yep. What do you say, Shay?
50 out of 50 shark teeth.
Yeah, there it is. So your slasher survival tip of the week. If a shark expert tells you the shark is still out there, believe him.
That's fair.
Mm.
That's a lesson.
Easy.
That's what I would say there.
Yeah. Take that one to the bank. That's a good one.
Absolutely. All right, coming up next, we have your scare preview. But first,
We've got our friend Courtney and her show, Jaunty Haunts, to tell you about. It's a podcast about the supernatural. So Courtney is a self-proclaimed seer who, after 30 years of keeping it quiet, she's finally sharing her secret to the world that she sees ghosts.
she is amazing. Each episode, she gets into all kinds of great stories, eerie encounters. I was on an episode with her a while back about cryptids, which we had so much fun with that. She'll give you true tales of the seen and unseen. And she has all kinds of guests, other podcast hosts, and people who have experienced the same things that she has. And it's amazing. It's spooky. It's funny. It's relatable. You need to check this out.
Yes, if you're a skeptic or, you're a believer, you're going to find something to love, and you can check out Jaunty Haunts wherever you get your podcasts. You won't want to miss it.
All right, scare preview. There is a movie coming out very soon, actually. It is called House on Eden. All right. This is very interesting to me. I love these kind of movies. Setting out to film their next paranormal investigation, Chris, Selena, and Jay encounter a malevolent ancient spirit that resides in an abandoned house deep in the woods. So, very excited about that. No release date yet. It's coming out soon. July 25th. There is a release date. I'm sorry.
Okay, nice.
July 25th is when it comes out. So looking forward to that. Like I said, this is one of those buddy type movies that I'm a huge fan of. So yeah.
So mine is The Long Walk. It's an adaptation from a Stephen King novel. It's directed by Francis Lawrence. It's going to be coming out September 12th. And an incredible cast. You got David Johnson, who was in Alien Romulus.
Right.
Fantastic in that role.
Yep.
It's got Cooper Hoffman, Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid, and Mark Hamill.
Oh,
Just to name a few. This looks so good. It's one of my favorite trailers of all time.
Yeah.
I think the trailer is brilliant. I am pumped.
that is going to be great.
And I think that one's September 12th,
Okay.
I believe.
Perfect. Shay, is there anything coming up here in the near future that has piqued your interest?
No.
No? Okay, that's fair. That is totally fair. So that is it for this week's episode of Opening Kill. Again, star grade?
Oh, 5 stars.
5 stars for me on Jaws.
5 stars.
Yeah,
Come
absolutely.
on.
Forgot to do that. So Shay Astor, you are invaluable to this podcast. We thank you so much for all of the research you do and all you bring to the podcast when you guest host with us, and we really appreciate you doing that.
Yes.
Anytime, sirs. I'll be back real soon. We got a big one coming up.
We've got
That's
a
for
few
sure.
big ones. So our next episode is going
tomorrow.
to be. Well, yeah. I mean, we're going to do I Know What You Did Last Summer. We have a very special guest tomorrow. It's Stephanie Rose.
Yep.
She is out of Washington State, lived in Portland here in Oregon for a while, and has a fascinating story. Opened her own brick and mortar bookstore. Unfortunately, she did it right before the pandemic and then went to an online model after the pandemic. She's written a couple of novels. One is out. In fact, that one is getting ready to be re-released with a
Right.
new ending. We'll talk about that. It's a interesting story, how she was able to get the rights back to the original manuscript and kind of give it the ending that she really wanted to give it.
Right.
She has another one called Small Town Slasher that's coming out in the spring, which
Next March.
it's going to be incredible. And
It's
there-
really good.
she
I
has
had a chance to read it.
that's right. You got an advanced copy of
Yep.
it. And she has an anthology, a very, very cool Halloween anthology series coming out in the fall as well, this fall. And we're going to talk to her about that. And she's going to help us break down I Know What You Did Last Summer. So looking forward to having Stephanie on tomorrow.
Yep.
And so, yeah, like and subscribe, give us 5-star ratings, and you can reach out to us via email as well.
Yep. Openingkillpod@gmail.com.
Definitely do that. And Shay, again, thank you. And we're going to be talking to you because let's just round out our final episodes of season 1. So we're going to do I Know What You Did Last Summer tomorrow. Next week is one of my favorite vampire movies. It is The Lost Boys.
It's one of Shay's too.
1987. Shay, you have the unique perspective on this movie because you grew up in Santa Cruz, California, where
I did.
they filmed it. They based the town off of Santa Cruz. They called it Santa Clarita
Carla.
or Carla Clarita.
Carla.
That's a different.
Clarita's a real place.
That's a real
buddy.
place. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, instead of counting kills, I actually counted how many times they said Michael in this film.
Oh my God.
That's got to be in the billions.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. That is
It's a lot.
hilarious. That is hilarious. And so you're going to be back with us for that. And then the much anticipated I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 is out now.
Yeah, it'd be
Or
out
it's
today.
out-
No, it's coming out tonight.
It's coming out tonight. There's previews tonight, I believe.
I don't know.
And then
Our
opening-
record schedule's weird right now.
It's
so
really
we're
weird. I can't
trying
even
to
keep
guess the future right now.
It's not good. But anyway, we're going to give ourselves a week to digest the new I Know What You Did Last Summer movie. And then Michael and I will break that down for you. And that will be our season finale of Opening Kill.
Yep.
And we're very excited about Opening 2. This has been such a successful season so far. We're going to have about, 34 episodes, I believe, or something like
Something
that.
like that. Yeah.
Wow.
And then we're going to take a couple of months off to recharge and get ready for season 2, which is going to be even better, I predict. So
Oh, we got some great ones already lined up.
we do. We definitely do. So thank you so much for listening to Opening Kill, supporting the podcast, and we will talk to you very soon.
The Opening Kill podcast is hosted by Michael Duran and Brian O'Connor. It's produced by Mystic Cloud Productions. Thanks for listening. And don't forget to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram too. Join us next Thursday for a brand new episode.